Welcome to this channel. This channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in past few days, I have shared the Silicon Valley paradigms of Wing Chun, and today I even show the example on what is the Red Boat Anti-Ching Wing Chun. How is it different than the 1875 platform Wing Chun, which is evolved until today? And already I got message from some Wing Chun friends of mine. So many say that I want to be a grandmaster of this era. So I actually split apart Wing Chun. So there's Wing Chun with the 1875 platform and the Wing Chun before that, prior to that. Or there's Asia Wing Chun, which exists today, and now I have my Silicon Valley Wing Chun. So I want to be the grandmaster, the top guy of this era. Let me share with you. Let me mark this in the history in this YouTube and stay forever. See if I walk my talk. It is true that I carry on to break the Wing Chun prior to 1875 with the Wing Chun 1875 platform, which is evolved to today's Wing Chun. It is true. I purposely do that. Now, why am I do that? Because I want to be the grandmaster of Wing Chun of this era. Well, I never even think on that. I careless on who the world I am, a grandmaster or whatever. I just want to get this thing straight. So why is it so important to get this thing straight? Because number one, I am a Chinese descendant. Those in the Red Boat anti-Qing, against the Qing, sacrifice for the people fighting the Qing, deserve to be known, to be remembered, to be respected. The second, the Wing Chun in the Red Boat is a very deep art, which is a Buddhist-based art, Buddhist-based art, with very deep Chinese culture in terms of health, spiritual, and fighting themes. Fighting themes, meaning the way of fighting. This 1850s Wing Chun have a lot beyond you can comprehend, offering to the people in this era and era to come. Because this is a real Buddhist art. It is a real Chinese culture in terms of health, keeping, health development. And then it have its theme on the fighting style. That has to be kept because it is beneficial to people. So this is the second reason why I want to break it clean. The third is the people today who learning traditional Chinese martial art, who learning Wing Chun. They matter. I'm 60 some things already. Who knows if tonight I die? But all those young people or the in the mid-age people who put their mind on want to study the Chinese medicine, Chinese martial art in Wing Chun, want to have a better life, they deserve to be taken care of. They deserve to be known. So these three reasons why I split the thing apart. Now, why do I split it now? Well, because after so many years, in past so many years, I come to a conclusion by evidence that whatever start in 1875 until today is too much to rectify. In fact, it ran by its own already. It no longer is the Wing Chun of the 1850, the anti-Qing Wing Chun. It is something else. It belongs to many, many families and many ideas, concept, philosophy, and many commercials goal. But what it is not what the presentations or the creations of the Red Book, where human is important. That's why it is a Buddhist art. Human living, everybody is important. The second is the health. The third, of course, one need to know when it comes to martial art, what is the style of the martial art, how to develop that. Whatever after that, now we know start from 1875 up to today, is no longer what it is. It is something else. It is somebody's ideas, as what I pointed out today in that video of sharing what is the theme of short strike Wing Chun using BJJ as analogy. Today you have all these hand techniques, and everybody have their way of how to do hand techniques. But what is the theme? Since 1875, there is no theme. That's why until today, you can see that it's a mess up, like people couldn't even make up the mind of it is a Wing Chun, praise spring, or eternal spring. Okay. And there are many stories made. For example, people say that, that there's a Zen guy teaching him, and he got from the Zen, and so forth, so forth. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's no Zen there. There is no Buddhist teaching there in past 130 years. If you look at whatever exists today and whatever you track back to 1875. How can any real Buddhas practicing in commercialized Wing Chun for fighting without telling the health and the spiritual part of Wing Chun? How can a Buddhist do that? How can anybody who is a real Buddhist practicing anapanasati, doing opium, or become somebody's bodyguard, or some bully, or some promoting violence? Like talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth. Is it Buddhist? So whatever people want to do on this platform of 1875 until today, they are free to do it. But here I break it. I shift the paradigm because the ancestor matter. What is the content of Wing Chun as an art, as a science matter? You all who have had one to study Chinese martial arts and Wing Chun to improve your life. It doesn't matter it is about your spiritual, your health, or to have a science on what is fighting is about matter. As for me, who is my teacher, what is my lineage, it doesn't matter. What matter is this? You want to talk about 1850 Wing Chun, you have to have a base like this writing by book. You want to talk about Wing Chun in fighting, as I shared today on the theme of Wing Chun, you need to be able to track it down to the Shaolin Sword Strike and General Chi Guang. Okay? Not this grandmaster developed that, that grandmaster developed that. According to who, which grandmaster learned from which monk or whatever. Forget about it. You need to go down to the ancient classical document of the Chinese martial arts. No exception. You see, I never tell you about my grandmaster told me this, this guy, that guy. I don't even mention that. Solidly by books. You want to talk about martial arts? You go for Shaolin Sword Strike. You go for the General Chi Guangs. Because that's where the fighting part from. You want to talk about body conditioning? The Buddhist part, the Qi part. You need to be able to go to the Chinese, Tian Tai teaching, which is Anapanasati teaching, and the Taoist teaching. Based on that, not based on Hendrik or Hendrik's ancestor or whoever is Hendrik's lineage or anything. Got nothing to do with that. You need to have a solid reference there. Okay, you want to talk about Zen? You better study Zen. You better be able to link it and be able to base on like Srangama Sutta or the Diamond Sutra or the teaching of Bodhidharma in writing in Buddhist. So you want to talk about the spiritual part, the Shaolin part, that's what it is. It's not you go to the temple, you do a prayer, and then you are Buddhist. Or my teacher is this Buddhist monk. Forget about this. We go down to the scripture. So there is the recovery, the chi, the spiritual part. which is linked to the Anapanasati. In today's world, when everything is so chaotic, we need that part. So if you study Wing Chun, you know that the Wing Chun you study actually is related to the, say, Anapanasati. You can go check into the Anapanasati in depth if you like to. Wing Chun is like a conduit, be able for you to practice the basic of the spiritual, and if you want to get deep, you can get deep into Buddha's teaching. Nobody be able to stop you from that, because there's a true teaching of the Buddha. It has to be linked. For the health part, one need to be able to, again, directly get into, like the Yellow Emperor Classic, the teaching of the many really expert in Chinese medicines in the past hundreds of years. You see the practice. Like, for example, you want to talk about the 6 healing sounds, because you have to deal with your breathing and so forth in this area. You can go check it out. With all those Chinese medical doctor in Chinese medicines 100 years ago. And there are lines of people who practice those, who be able to tell you the meridians and so forth. So if you want to go for the Wing Chun's mother art, where it brought this in, which is the Mei Zhuang, you'll be able to go there. And in today's world, this is extremely important. It is extremely beneficial. See, the Chinese, when they do martial arts, they know that it is not everybody go fighting every day. You need to have a good heart or spiritual. You need to have a good body to live a proper living daily. That is the value. Otherwise, you are just practicing something you never use. And the Chinese know that it is useless. So the Chinese martial art, this life, this spiritual is a very big part. Because one need to have a good health, and one need to be able to behave properly, not fighting and everything for 5 cents or everything for $1. Not those. Not to say one thing and behind saying another thing. That's why this part of the Wing Chun is extremely important. It teaches one how to live properly, how to have a good health, how to behave properly, how to help fellow classmate and friend, and the society, contribute positively to the society. Okay. Now, the third part, of course, when it comes, and this is the body conditioning for your fighting. And you need to have that condition if you want to go for the fighting. And with this, you can still go to the Shaolin Classic, go to General Chi Chi Guang's training, including today's in the sports science, you can go direct to investigate on it. So in the body conditioning, you know there's 3 parts. There's the first part for nurture chi and your spiritual and so forth. The second part is for your health. The third part is for fighting. And when you get like me over 60s, you're not going to go go doing fighting, you're going to go for health and the spiritual. Because when one is aging, you meet all kinds of problems. Talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth, not solving those. Never ever solving life problem. Okay. So if you want to talk Wing Chun, you need to be able to get into all this classic and all the scriptures. And everybody will have the same informations because it is the teaching of the Buddha, teaching of the Chinese medicine, it is a sports science, it's a teaching of the Shaolin. Everybody have the same equal informations. And everybody can learn from each other or learn from those who is more proficient than us. So that's how it is. I don't have power. I don't want power. So what make me, like this friends ask me, how do you say that? What make me think that I have the power to split Wing Chun? I don't have power, but all those ancient scriptures and today's sports science is the power. I don't have power. It is those in the scripture, in the teaching of Buddha, in the teaching of the Chinese medical doctor, in the Chinese medicines, is the teaching of Qi Ji Guang, it is the teaching of Shaolin, how to live a proper life, and all this trackable in the history. That is the power. I don't have power. I just pull the curtain. Because enough is enough. Wing Chun is not what is after 1875. When you talk about anti-Qing, you want to go to history and pinpoint which year, who, where, when, how. If you want to talk about Buddhism, Zen teaching and everything, you need to go say, who is the guy who taught that and based on what Buddha's teaching. If you want to talk about this Qi and all things, you need to talk about which meridians, how is it in the Yellow Emperor Classic, how you handle the breathing. No longer is my teacher teach me this secret teaching or these hand techniques. Wing Chun 1850 is like today's martial arts. Every martial art have a theme. Hand techniques is not presenting what is the theme of the art. Again, it's like the example I said, I use, BJJ is taking the opponent to the ground. That's the theme. 1850s, the anti-Qing era's Wing Chun is you dominate the opponent in the sticking body range. You need to have a theme, or else what are you doing? 10 people will say that I have this technique, that technique, mind power, this power, that power. But can you please show me where is it in the Buddhist scripture, in the general Qi Ji Guang scripture, in the Shaolin scripture for past so many 100 years? If it is not, then you made it up. It is not Chinese culture. It is not Wing Chun. You made it up. Not to mention, when Xi Xiaodong challenged Wing Chun and critiques Wing Chun, How are you going to rectify that? If you don't have any historical document and if you don't know what is the truth of this entire thing. So this is why I break it apart. Everybody is free to do whatever they want. However, now it is isolate, break apart for the 1850s, and you let the people who is really interested in Chinese martial art and Wing Chun be able to go further. If they practice Wing Chun and in their life they need help, spiritual help, they can go into the Buddhist scripture, because what they practice, what they train is related to the Buddhist scripture to find the solution for them. If they need to have a better health, they can go to the Chinese medicines to see that the thing they practice can get in depth, further practice in Chinese medicines, because the Wing Chun is based on that. If they want to know more about the fighting art, they can go to Shaolin Short Strike, General Qi Ji Guang, to see what is the real thing in the battlefield. So this way, everybody be able to get hold of the informations, everybody be able to grow. As today in other video I said, if you know the theme of Wing Chun, you know those three things I just shared with you, the Buddhist part, or the spiritual part, the Qi, the medicine part, and the fighting part, and you keep practice it, and after 50 years from today, you have hundreds of thousands people who is practicing it properly, researching it into testing it with the science, verify with the science. You grow the entire Wing Chun, and that's where the life is. The life of Wing Chun is not in the ancestor hand. The life of Wing Chun is in the future generations, in the hand of those who is practicing it, who in one way learning, on the other way or another hand contributing. So there are no such thing as one grandmaster know it all, or this ancient secret know it all. It is not. So this is what I like to share with you today. Yes, I split it, but I don't have power. I am not the grandmaster. I'm one of the practitioner of the traditional Chinese martial arts, Wing Chun. And right now, I make all of this available for all Wing Chuners who walking this path. So one, be able to be honest, down to earth, no more magic, no more about relationship. My sifu is this and that. My father is this and that. No more that. You want to talk something, you go to the scripture, go by book, verify with the science. If you be able to get it proficient and have your in-depth understanding, you want to create something new to contribute. Sky is the limit. So everybody be able to contribute, be able to help each other. And that's why there's the way how Wing Chun can grow, and Wing Chun can helping people say you know about the Zen, the real Zen part for the meditations, for the nurture chi. In today's world, when you see friends or colleague who is in stress, you can use that to help them. It is not the feast that is mighty. It is how you help other people. The more you help other people help more other people, and the world become positive. That is the mighty. That is what indestructible. Not about the feast. I can beat who, or who is my grandmaster or whatever. It is how we help other people to live better, to have a better health, and also even teaching people the science of fighting. Like, for example, every fighting, you need to have a theme. And how proficient are you with the theme? So everything is open under the sun. That is the Silicon Valley paradigm. If you want to call it, this is the Silicon Valley Wing Chun, so be it. But it never is Hendrik's Wing Chun. It is everybody's Wing Chun. And it has to change. So this is what I like to share with you. Mark this, mark whatever I say in this video. See, am I walk my talk or not? So the last word is you matter. How you have a better life, how you have a better health, and how you know about martial arts, the science. You don't even have to go be the best fighter, but you know what is fighting about, what is Wing Chun about. The number one important thing is how to avoid fighting, because it is not necessary to fight. But you need to know, is this a tiger or it is a cat? So this is what I like to share with you today. I make my statement today.